Hey, what's up, guys? Shakes from Brady here. It's another jam-packed show. Let's go.
That's how it goes?
They keep asking about the best when they know it's me.
Okay.
Asking about the rest when they know it's me.
Straight in, I guess.
You know it's me.
There is so much to talk about now, guys. At this current moment, what's happening within football? Sekhukhune United have got a new coach, Kasafa Cup. Have you seen that rubbish that's going on over there? Sereno leaving Mamelodi Sundowns. Cape Town City signing for days, Hashim Domingo. And then Kaizer Chiefs make a late grand entrance. Kevin Johnson is leaving the football club, not even 12 months in. And that's what this football club needs to fix. Signing people that don't even last 12 months or more. But I do want to talk about Kaizer Chiefs because they're the people right now, right? There's the new coach that's coming in, a lot that is happening. But we got to talk about Itumeleng Khune. So this club is releasing players, right? Shanti is going, Dolly is going, and as well as Ngobo is left. I'm glad that he's gone. He's going to go get a new chance. But nothing was said on Itumeleng Khune. And if you guys can remember, last season they mentioned that this past season was going to be his last one as a player. And there's a role for him in the back. But he also mentioned on apparently his last appearance for the team, when they made that big thing at FNB, he said, I don't want to go. I want to carry on playing. He said the likes of Buffon play until they're 45. That's what he said. But now the question is, let's put the club to the side. Itumeleng Khune, step header. What is it that you want to do with your career, man? What is it that you want to do? Because Kaizer Chiefs have already made it clear that you're not good enough to start for them anymore. In fact, they're even going further to say you're not even good enough to be number 2 because they said it was going to be the last year. So if they're saying that, if you want to carry on playing, Itumeleng Khune, you might have to leave. You might have to leave and go play elsewhere. The likes of Buffon did it. Munip Joseph's played at different clubs. But for you, it just so happens you want to stay at Kaizer Chiefs. And to be fair, that's all he knows. He only knows Kaizer Chiefs since he was 15, 12, whatever he was. That's all he knows. But it got me thinking, is Itumeleng Khune comfortable at Kaizer Chiefs? Is he comfortable? Because Lebong Manyama came out recently in an interview saying that it wasn't the fact that the players weren't quality, it's the mentality at Kaizer Chiefs. The players couldn't see beyond Kaizer Chiefs. Now the question is this legendary figure one of the people that can't see beyond Kaizer Chiefs? Is he there because he loves the bright lights? He likes the fact that people say Khune. He likes the fact that even fans call out for a new contract for him. There's no time for sentiment. It's time that Kaizer Chiefs become a ruthless football club. And might I add, Buffon left Juventus eventually and went to France. Itumeleng Khune, in my opinion, I love you. Got massive respect, but I don't think you're good enough to play for Chiefs anymore. I don't. No, I don't. You've got 2 options, man. Either you leave the football club or you accept the role that they want to give you. It's that time of the season again, a lot of transfer that's happening. And when it happens at that point, you got to bring in the best. And the owner of Unplayable is in the building, Tiyani Mabasa. I asked him about transfers, of course, but also I asked him about that back and forth he had with that top agent on social media.
Another big guest on Playing the Field with Shakes. This guest makes a return, not on a phone call, but this time on Zoom. Let me read you out the CV. Sokala Duma, Sowetan, Far Post, Unplayable. He's unplayable and actually a nice guy. Tiyani Mabasa, how are you, sir?
Very, very well. Good to talk to you, Brashix.
Hey, man, it's been a long time, man. It's been a long time. Tell me something, man. Is this your favorite time of the season?
Yeah, definitely. For many, many years.
Oh, man.
I love this season.
Do you actually enjoy reporting on stories and what's going on and breaking news and stuff?
Yeah, for me, Brashix, this one works better because it's not we deal with a lot with previews and reviews of matches. I don't enjoy such things, to be honest with you, because it's not really newsworthy for me. And this side of the game where you talk transfers, I hope we can also improve it as a South African football where you get to know the figures and things like that. You know what I mean? I think that way it will even be more exciting. For me, that's more newsworthy. That's what people are looking for. I don't have to bother PROs of clubs and media officers, ask them for interviews with players who are going to tell me that they are going to win a game. And for me, that's not exciting, because if you are playing this game, you are playing to win.
Now, it's interesting you say that, because you mentioned a very good point. I mean, you mentioned a point there saying that you wish we would get to a place where we're able to be transparent. Now, you look overseas, they are not scared to say 50 million pounds or 100 million pounds, or even scared to reveal how much someone is making. In South Africa, we don't even reveal the transfer amount. We don't reveal the wages. We don't reveal the salary. We don't reveal anything really. So why is it's that way?
Yeah, the thing is, it's South African football is in some way a secret, if I may put it like that. Clubs here can do better, Brasheks, in terms of a whole lot of things. For example, when they sign a player, some of them don't even reveal how long he signed for. You get me? I mean, such information, and then when, let's say maybe a couple of seasons down the line, that player says, my contract is up. And then the club says, no, it's not up. We still got 3 more years. That lack of transparency, now keeps everybody guessing what's going on and things like that. You know what I mean?
Why are they so scared to reveal such information? Is it because the insiders still want to maintain a level of control of this product so that it's not transparent entirely to the nation?
No. For me, they're just not good communicators. Good communicators in a sense that you don't understand as a club that this information actually should be communicated to your supporters as the owners of the club. Because for me, the owners of the club are the supporters. Without the supporters, there's no club, And if you're not even able to tell them that, let's maybe not even look at only transfers projects. When a player is injured at a certain club or a specific club, they can't even tell you how long he's going to be out for. Why? So if you're going to be secretive about such small matters, what then about the big issues within the club?
No, for sure. I totally understand that. Even for me, that's one of my greatest frustrations, because it's easier to follow international football because the information is provided to you, whereas here you have to search it and search it and search it. Now, tell me this, before I get on to transfers, I want to read something out to you. Is that okay?
No problem. Yeah.
Okay. Point number 1, the headline reads 3 clubs chasing Sanlim Tretwa. Point number 2, the agent responds and says, did you speak first did they speak to you first before they spoke to the player and the agent? And then and then point number 3, the last one, Miss Michaels, we hope we don't sound rude to you, but the truth is you didn't even know your own player, Sipelo Baloni, was moving to Pirates. Remember how surprised you were on X. Have a good day. What happened there, Waza?
In short, it's an agent who's questioning your credibility as a publication. And you are then forced to respond.
Yeah.
And that's why the message starts with, I don't want to sound rude, we don't want to sound rude as a publication.
Yeah.
But to give you an example, you were also not aware of this situation. Just to send a message that, listen, some of the things that that we publish, it doesn't have to be known by the agents, first of all, because what the clubs do is that they'll receive the interest. Let's say maybe there's a specific club that's looking after one of your players. Then that club, that interested club, is then going to send through the message to the club that obviously owns the player. From there, the club will then communicate with that club and say, listen, this is what we are looking for. From then on, if they meet the demands of the parent club, then that's when they're going to negotiate. Once they're done, then they're going to say, listen, this player has a manager communicate with the manager in terms of his personal terms, whether he wants to move to your club and things like that. You understand? That's how it works.
Your disappointment was the fact that how it was communicated towards you instead of it having to come. It doesn't have to come to social media. Was that the disappointment?
Absolutely, because I think we can communicate in the DMs, where or maybe we can be in touch. They can call. We are always available. We also have their contacts. We can do that, and then after that, we can discuss these things behind the scenes, and when it comes out, we are then able to say, to continue that relationship in a good manner, But if we are fighting off Twitter, then you get the response off Twitter. You know what I'm saying?
I see. No, I mean, hey, I guess you responded, and that's what it came of it. To some exciting news, man. Firstly, let me start off before I get ahead of anything. Nabi to Chiefs, it's done, right?
Yes, absolutely done.
100% done. There's no changing.
200% done.
Now tell me, you've covered football on the continent. How much change will Nabi make to Chiefs? Because everybody knows that Chiefs must just start winning. What do you think he will bring to the club?
Yeah, you see what I like, Nebra Shakes.
Yeah.
I think this is one of Chiefs' best appointments in years. And I'll tell you why. This guy, he's a winner where he comes from. You get me? When he was in Tanzania, he was dominating with Younger. Even in Morocco, he's very unlucky to have come second, actually, in the. And now he also guided them to the final. So now you actually hire someone with some success from his past. What Chiefs were doing, if you check the last maybe 5, 6, 7 coaches of Chiefs, you find that they hire someone who has never won anything in their career. It's never gonna end well. You don't bring such characters to a club like Kaizer Chiefs. So number one, for me, Nabi comes with some pedigree. That will help Kaizer Chiefs a lot. Now, what do they do to actually achieve success with Nabi? What you need to do as Kaizer Chiefs is make sure that in terms of the players that come to the club, it's the players that are wanted by the coach or who have been recommended by the coach. One thing they've done right is to say, Nabi, here's your technical team. They don't impose anyone on Nabi. That's the first step. The second step is to say the signing powers of the players rest with the coach. If you can do that, I'm telling you, you won't go wrong. At the end of the day, even if you have R1 billion to spend, you still have to do the right things in terms of the players that you bring to the club, because you buying the players is not enough. You still have to go and identify the kind of players who are going to fit into that system. So if they can give Nabi that, then Nabi is able to say, this player who's here already actually fits in my system, but I still need 1, 2, and 3. And then he's able to get it. The only problem is that he comes in a bit late. That's the only challenge that I see right now, because how much business can they do between now and before the league starts on the 2nd of August? So that's where the problem is for me. He may not be able to hit the ground running on that basis, but what they've done with the technical team indicates to me that they've seen their problem and like they said, they're going to rectify it. I think that's a good start. But if they're going to insist that they sign the players for the coach, it's not going to work out. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to work out. So they have to make sure that the players are exactly what the coach is looking for. And even better, let them recommend the players.
No, 100%. And I totally hear you on that. I'm going to play a little bit of a game with you, Tiyani, before we do go. The first one being,
no problem.
You can give me a name, you can give me 2 names if you would like. We've heard a lot about Kaizer Chiefs having to get Nabi coming in, but we've not heard from a transfer side of things, and obviously the big 3 player role. Firstly, with Kaizer Chiefs, players to look out for that potentially could join the club.
Fawaz Basadin from Stellenbosch.
Okay.
I think the one that maybe probably happened, Tshepang Moremi from Amazon.
Wow, that's a big signing, yeah?
Yeah, like you need to sign players of that quality.
Yeah.
So when they're pushing for such players, Kaizer Chiefs fans, I'm sure they'll be excited as well because we're talking about quality players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and they also, one thing they've also done right is to be brave enough to part ways, even though it's late and their managers are complaining, but it was to part ways with some players there, like Keegan Dolly, for example. I respect Keegan. He's a good player, top player, one of my favorite players, in fact. But unfortunately, when you look at his contribution at Kaizer Chiefs, it was nothing to write home about. So now you have to be brave as a club to say, come on, guy, we've given you 3 years. When we look at the stats, your contribution is just nothing to write home about. And that's just the reality. And then you move on. You get somebody else. You know what I mean?
Now, a quick one before I jump to Pirates and Sundowns. Does Khune stay at Chiefs, yes or no?
Based on what I've seen from the club, if he takes a salary cut and then, there's that willingness on his part, I think they may agree to actually continue for another season. That's what I've had.
Now, I'm going to finish off with these last couple of questions. Orlando Pirates have already announced departures. They've already announced that they've signed in a player. They say apparently he's a tricky player. As well, is he from Angola, right?
Yes, Gilberto, yes.
Yeah, Gilberto. So anyone else that maybe we can expect under Pirates is staying 1 or 2 players?
They're pushing. What I like about Pirates is that they actually put in the money when it's necessary, and they've been chasing players like Oswi Napolis, one of those, and obviously there's Keegan Johannes from SuperSport United. They know what they're looking for there because even though he's injured, he was injured he's been injured for some time now, but they still want him, which is good because, as a club, you don't pull away simply because the player is injured. And
then also Sundowns. What to expect from Sundowns? 1 or 2 players from your side of things?
Sundowns, they always buy quality as well, Always, people think they are quiet. Sundowns are not quiet. The difference is that Sundowns are not going, and Sundowns of old, where they just used to sign everything, everyone, those times are gone, Brashix, and it's good for Sundowns. Sundowns at one point, if I may remind you, there was a time Sundowns even had 24 foreign players. During my time at Kickoff, we used to write about those stories, and it was not good for Sundowns. Right now, Sundowns, they look very carefully into the positions where they have to beef up, and those players, they do their homework. Right now, there's apparently interest in Faisal, the guy from Azam in Tanzania. And Azam, they see the media officer there actually came out and said there is an offer from Sundowns. Maybe they'll push and get him. And then obviously the 1 year home, Jaden Adams. When Sundowns start moving and say they want that player, they've been after him for some time. In fact, since even in the January transfer window, if Stellenbosch actually agreed back then, he would have moved to Sundowns. But the tricky part with this one is that Jaden also has ambitions to play overseas, and I think he wanted to consider that first before any local move. So maybe if there's nothing there for him in terms of an overseas move, then I think there's only one place where he's going, and that is Mamelodi Sundowns.
Now, the last 2 questions. Name one club that will surprise everyone come the end of the transfer window? So we see Cape Town City is already doing the business, but what's the one club that we should look out for outside of the big 3?
They are looking for about 3 big names. And one of them is Andile Jali, who's going there. The other one, and I hear they're pushing for him, and people will be surprised, is Bongani Zungu. And I was like, oh, wow. If that's the case, then if you are saying you are going big, and those are the names that you are talking about, then we are talking about something else here. So, Chippa United, if they pull it off, I think then they will answer your question as the team that surprises us.
And the last question I have for you, Tiyani, before we do go, is where is South African journalism for you right now? South African sports journalism.
Yeah, yes. To be honest with you, Brashek, there's a big room for improvement. For me, what has caused even more problems for this industry is there are lots of people who want to be journalists, but they are not. Yeah. And that's why if you go to like Facebook, for example, you'll come across hundreds of publications. All they do is to steal information or post things that it's fake news. It creates a headache for us because now you have to answer people like maybe some of them operate as fans, but behind a media publication in a sense that let's say Bongani Zungu leaves Sundowns, then they'll post Zungu for Chiefs. Then you have people asking you throughout the day, I hear Zungu is coming to Chiefs. And I always ask, where did you get there? And we'll chat through the DMs, because we don't want to hammer anybody. But then you'll have to tell 100 people that no, this is the situation and that's not the situation, and so on and so on. And people still go back to this, So for me, South African, South African football need more qualified journalists.
Yeah, no. Hey, Tiyani, it's always a pleasure, man. I've known this man for possibly the last 4 years. It's been amazing to know this guy. One of the nicest guys in the industry. Thank you for welcoming us. Thank you for mentoring us where you can. Thank you for everything, Tiyani. Thank you for being a guest. And I hope this will not be the last time we chat.
No, obviously not. And thanks, Brashik. Always a pleasure talking to you, man.
It's time for Bet of the Week. Get ready to win big by placing the right bets on the right games. Bet of the Week time. And you know what? This week, I see a whole lot of goals that's happening. Listen to this trend. Austria taking on Turkey over 1.5. Brazil taking on Colombia over 1.5. Costa Rica going up against Paraguay over 1.5. Atletico Mineiro against Flamengo, you guessed it, over 1.5. Spain against Germany over 2.5. The last game being England taking on Switzerland, the very lucky England, over 1.5 goals. The odds 9.30. That's almost 10 times the money back with a win boost. Now, if you want to win with me, you gotta click on the link below. Remember to practice responsible betting at betway.co.za. We've come to the end of the show. Now, guys, before I do go, where in the world is Nabi? This guy's gotta come. I think Chiefs are going to do something this season. I can feel it in here. But you also gotta do something. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're notified for future episodes.